one of the only 3 U.S spec cars ever made. Mecum Auctions had this purple Aston Martin Vulcan up for grabs a year ago during its Monterey sale, and it estimated the track-only beast would fetch anywhere between $2.30 to $3.3 million. However, the 820 horsepower race car failed to sell, and it's now heading to the auction block once again. What's interesting about the new listing is the auction house has considerably lowered the maximum estimate by $600,000 to $2.7 million, while the minimum estimate has remained unchanged. You might also like see Aston Martin Vulcans erupt at Circuit of the Americas. $11.5 million worth of Aston Martin Vulcans packed and ready for delivery. As a refresher, Aston Martin made only 24 units of the Vulcan, and just 3 of them were built for the US market. This is a third of the American Trinity and the only one to be painted in midnight purple. It has barely been used considering it has done fewer than 100 miles, 161 kilometers, on the circuit. It's the car number 11 built by the talented folks from Gaydon and is powered by a mighty V12 7.0-liter engine. It's a rare breed not just because of the limited production run, but also because it's rocking a naturally aspirated engine, whereas virtually all of today's hypercars are turbocharged and or hybridized. There are 3 engine outputs to choose from, and the power transfer to the road is done through a 6-speed sequential gearbox. Should you have the means to buy one of the most extreme cars that Aston Martin has ever made, Mecum Auctions will try and sell it during the Monterey event scheduled to be organized between August 16th and 19th. As a final note, let's not forget AM has found a way to make the Vulcan even more intense by developing the AMR Pro package. While it doesn't bring more power, it does take the wild race car to unprecedented levels of aerodynamic efficiency and boasts a livelier acceleration thanks to shorter gear ratios. All 24 Vulcans can be fitted with this optional package, which also reduces weight by 5 kilograms, 11 pounds, thanks to a lighter carbon fiber engine cover. This May, the all-electric Nio EP9 beat its own Nürburgring Nordschleife lap record by 19.2 seconds, lowering an already exceptional mark to a blistering 6 minutes, 45.9 seconds. Peter Dumrek drove it through the green hell at a pace that looks downright frightening on the video taken by the onboard cameras. Today, we're here at the Bedford Autodrome with the very same car for an exclusive first drive. That is, if I can stuff myself into it. Flashback to the Shanghai Motor Show in April, where the EP9 built for Nio Chief William Lee, one of 7 cars completed so far, awaits me for a fitting. It does not go well. If this carbon fiber garment were a suit, the buttons would have popped, 1, 2, 3. But after a crash diet and a visit to the barber, I just might be able to cram myself in, sardine style. I'm going to find out soon enough. A small group of experts, engineers, and enthusiasts are forming a circle around the dark blue EP9 being prepped to attack the Bedford circuit. The seat turns out to be a naked, non-adjustable carbon fiber bucket. Where there once was a cushion is now the same slippery pale blue protection foil as on the sills and down in the footwell. The meat in this hard-baked composite sandwich is 6 feet, 8 inches worth of catcher, and that's before the towering helmet and the protruding Hans, head and neck support, system are in place. This is going to be fun. I'm just a passenger for now. The man at the wheel introduces himself as Tommy, who turns out to be a seasoned former racer. Chassis number 002 will make an appearance at Pebble Beach this month. Introduced to the public at the Geneva Motor Show in March, the carbon fiber-bodied Zerouno hypercar has now reached sold-out status. Italdesign had no problem in selling all 5 coupes planned for production in just a few months, despite the eye-watering starting price of around $1.6 million. A red example representing chassis number 002 will make an appearance later this month at the Pebble Beach Concours d'Elegance to celebrate the model's success. Keen eyes will notice the rear wing is more prominent compared to the white show car from Geneva, as the owner wanted a more race car-like appearance with a central longitudinal fin. The Zerouno is the first of many bespoke high-end cars to come from the newly established Italdesign Automobili Speciali, and the next one could very well be a Roadster version. The company says it's currently analyzing the prospects of chopping off the car's roof and is currently in talks to potential customer to find out if they would be willing to sign their names on the dotted line. If it will get green-lighted for production, the Zerouno Roadster is expected to carry over the coupe's naturally aspirated 5.2-liter V10 engine with 610 horsepower, 449 kilowatts, and 413 pound-feet, 560 newton-meters, of torque. Due to what would likely be a slightly increased weight commanded by the extra complexity of the roof, the Roadster might not quite match the performances of its fixed roof sibling. The sprint to 62 miles per hour, 100 kilometers per hour, could take a few ticks of a second more than the coupe's 3.2s, while top speed might decrease a bit from 205 miles per hour, 330 kilometers per hour. Don't be too surprised if the Roadster body style will prove to be more expensive than the coupe, much like the Audi R8 and Lamborghini Huracan Spyders are costlier than their hardtop equivalents. That's about $2 million more than when it was new 2 years ago. One of the very few Ferrari Sergio Roadsters built is currently available in the Netherlands for anyone willing to pay the hefty price tag of €4,300,000, which works out to approximately $5.06 million. It has covered only 73 miles, 118 kilometers, and appears to be in pristine condition inside and out. It even comes bundled with a luggage set with stitching that matches the car's paint. If you don't remember the Sergio, it first came out in March 2013 at the Geneva Motor Show, where Ferrari and Pininfarina unveiled a concept car, pictured below, as a tribute to Sergio Pininfarina, hence the name. 2 years later at the same auto show in Switzerland, the production version was unveiled with sold-out status. Production was limited to just 6 cars at about $3 million a pop, so in just a little over 2 years, the asking price has jumped by a massive $2 million. The exclusive Sergio started life as a Ferrari 458 Spider, and then it received a completely bespoke body representing the work of Pininfarina and echoing the design house's Ferrari creations from the 1960s and 1970s. Painted in red, the first of the bunch was delivered to the SBH Royal Auto Gallery in the United Arab Emirates, while 3 other cars were shipped to United States. The company wants to reduce investments in non-core projects. In March this year, Tata introduced its new sub-brand, Tomo, during the Geneva Motor Show. In Switzerland, the experimental new division revealed its first concept car, a small sports coupe, called the Racimo. The basic idea behind the car was to promote Tata's new design language and to build a fresh image for India's largest automaker. It was powered by a 1.2-liter turbocharged engine, sending 190 horsepower, 141 kilowatts, and 155 pound-feet, 210 newton-meters, to the rear wheels through a 6-speed automated manual transmission fitted with paddle shifters. Until now, it was believed Tata will show a production version of the car sometime next year and start deliveries by the end of 2018. However, according to a recent report, this could actually never happen. Autocar India says Tata will put on hold its Tomo division as it seeks to reduce some investments in non-core business ideas. Instead of starting a mass production of the Racimo, the Indian company would only build a handful of units. The information is still not official, but the publication quotes company sources believed to be close to the matter. In another attempt to reduce costs, Tata will also skip next year's Geneva Motor Show, an event that could have been the manufacturer's 20th straight appearance at one of the biggest international shows in the industry. Tata's management believes the brand has nothing to show to the European audience and spending tons of money makes no sense. The automaker has already missed the final deadline for paying the entry fees. The next 6 months are believed to be crucial for Tata's future, as it wants to regain its market share and improve production volumes. Given that, some of the top managers in the company will receive reduced salaries and annual bonuses. Our business plan is going to be extremely demanding with stretched targets, in terms of sales/market share and financial performance, Managing Director Gunter Butzcheck commented.